Once again, this is Teacher June, and welcome back for another informative video. And for today's topic, we are going to discuss about diseases. But before we are going to proceed, let us introduce first our lesson objectives. After the lesson, the student should give the meaning of disease, differentiate bacteria from virus. Lastly, we have cite an example of how to prevent diseases. So these are our lesson objectives for this topic. And we have also vocabulary words. First vocabulary word, we have disease. Disease. D-I-S-E-A-S-E. Disease. Let's move to number 2. Germs. Germs. G-E-R-M-S. Germs. We have bacteria. Bacteria. B-A-C-T-E-R-I-A. Bacteria. Now let's move to another word. Virus. Virus. V-I-R-U-S. Virus. We have hepatitis B. Hepatitis B. H-E-P-A-T-I-T-I-S and B. Hepatitis B. Now let's move to tuberculosis. Tuberculosis. T-U-B-E-R-C-U-L-O-S-I-S. Tuberculosis. Next, we have AIDS. AIDS. A-I-D-S. AIDS. Next, we have malaria. Malaria. M-A-L-A-R-I-A. Malaria. And for the last vocabulary, we have dengue fever. Dengue fever. D-E-N-G-U-E-F-E-V-E-R. Dengue fever. So these are the vocabulary words that we are going to use on this discussion. So what is a disease? A disease is an unhealthy thing happening to the body or mind that can cause pain, feeling bad, or death to the person who has the disease. So meaning, student, if we are unhealthy, meaning it could give us pain. If we are unhealthy, we might get diseases. And if we have the disease, it could give us pain. Or in worst scenario, it could result to death if we are not going to treat our diseases. So that is why it is very important that we keep or we stay healthy. We should take care of our body. Alright? So let's move. So in this picture, these are people or what we call scientists or doctors. They are the one who try to figure out what particular medicine, what particular vaccine that could cure or that could treat a particular diseases. So this is their main responsibility, looking for the right medicine, for the right vaccine. Just like in coronavirus or COVID-19. So scientists, until now, they are trying to have a study on what is the right vaccine for the COVID. Okay? So, Teacher Jun, why there is disease? There is disease because of germs. Germs is the reason or the primary reason why people get diseases. And germs, it's like human. It's like animal. Why? Because germs is a living things. They have what we call life. They need food to survive. And germs have different types. So we have bacteria. Now what is this bacteria? Okay, a bacteria is a living things, meaning they have life. Single cell. Microorganisms. When we say micro, meaning very small living things, they come from different shapes. Okay, there are different shapes of bacteria. It depends what type. And bacteria is all around. They are everywhere. There are also bacteria that what we call good bacteria. And what is this good bacteria, Teacher Jun? A good bacteria can be found inside our body. And this good bacteria, they are the one to help our body to digest the food that we are eating. Some bacteria, they also try or to help, they are helping our immune system to protect our body against what? Against bad bacteria. So two types of bacteria, good and bad. So what is this bad bacteria, Teacher Jun? bad bacteria, these are the bacteria coming outside. Once they penetrate or go inside our body, that is the time that we might get sick. Okay? So that is why, as I'm telling you, it is very important that we keep our immune system strong so that our good bacteria can protect our body. So that is bacteria. Next, we have virus. So what is this virus, Teacher June? A virus is a living thing or living things. They have also life. The same with bacteria. Virus is very tiny. When we say tiny, very, very small. We cannot see them unless we are going to use a microscope. Virus is smaller than bacteria. Virus comes in different shapes. So the same with bacteria, it depends on what type of virus. So they have different shapes. Next is attack our cells. Okay, student, once the virus penetrate or go inside our body, their main responsibility is to attack our cell or cells. They are going to attack our cells. They go directly to the cells and they are going inside our cells. So, example, one virus. Okay. This one virus, once it is inside the cell, it could make or it could multiply, it could reproduce into many virus. Alright? It will reproduce many virus, and once it will reproduce, these viruses could what? Could go to another cells. They will go to another cells and they will what? Again multiply. Now if there are lots of viruses in our body, that is the time that we might have the disease if we are not going to treat that virus. Alright? So next, we have genetic diseases. So from the word itself, genetic, we are talking about your genes. Meaning, student, this diseases is a result from genes abnormalities. Meaning, there is something wrong with your genes that could result into a disease. Bacteria and viruses has nothing to do with genetic diseases because the problem is your genes. Okay? So we have body breakdown. So from the word itself, break down, meaning our immune system, our body, our organs is what? Declining, going down. Because as we get older, we are not the same anymore like young. Our organs will not function very well. our immune system is not that strong compared to young people. So that is why there will be what we call body breakdown, meaning we get sick easily. We are very prone to diseases. So that is why we should keep our body healthy. Right? So these are the 4 reasons why a certain human or a person have diseases. Okay, next we have spreading the disease or the spreading diseases. So how are we going to spread diseases? Okay, if you are going to look at this picture, a man sneezes. Once he sneezes, and if this person is sick, he has virus, he has bad bacteria inside the body, and once he will sneeze, he will what? He will spread the bacteria or the viruses into the air. And once you are going to inhale this viruses or this bacteria, so what happened to you? So 100% you will get the same virus that he had. Okay? So another way. So number 1 is through air. We call that one droplets. Next we have contact. Okay? There is a direct contact. Okay? If this one is a person that is sick and he is having contact with a person that is not sick, so what is the probability he transferred or she transferred the virus going to this person? So that is how viruses and bacteria spread, meaning person to person. Okay, next, we have diseases and its prevention. So what do we mean by prevention? Prevention meaning how are we going to prevent? How are we going to stop so that we are not going to acquire any diseases? So what are we going to do? Okay? So we have here a particular disease. We have hepatitis B. Okay? Hepatitis B. When we say hepatitis B, this is a condition where a certain virus will attack your liver. Okay? For hepatitis B, the primary organ that will be affected or virus will attack is your liver. Okay? So liver. So, what should we look for? Okay? Symptoms. What is this symptoms, Teacher John? Symptoms, these are the thing or these are the characteristic of the disease that we will feel inside our body. Okay? So, can you try to guess what happened to this boy? Okay. This boy, if you are having a hepatitis B, you are what? Body weakness. Weak. Okay, you have this one, body weakness. So as you are going to try to look at this boy, he's very weak. Okay, how about this one? He has what? He has body temperature. Meaning, he has what? He has fever. Alright? He has fever. Due to what? Due to virus. Okay? Once the virus penetrates in our body, it will give us high body temperature or fever. Okay? So this is what happened to the boy. Next, what is this? Okay. If a person is having hepatitis B, he will experience this one. Nausea. Nausea. Throwing up the food that is being eaten. Okay, so you eat the food and you throw it up. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, next, we have, look, what is this? Meaning, lack of appetite. Meaning, they don't like to eat. Okay. If you don't like to eat, so virus will be happy. Why? If there is no nutrients coming from this food, the virus will become strong. Okay? So next, we have, look at the eye. So what happened? Yellow eyes or yellow eye. Okay? Okay. If you have hepatitis B, because your liver will be affected, you will have this one, yellow eyes, because the bilirubin, okay, bilirubin, okay, the bilirubin will be affected, okay, and it will accumulate, it will go through with the blood. That is why people or a person that is having hepatitis B has yellow eyes or yellow skin. Okay, so they have also yellow skin, yellow eyes, yellow skin, because the bilirubin, okay, the chemicals, bilirubin accumulated in our blood, and the blood travel all around the body. Alright? So here, how does hepatitis B spread? Okay, if I am healthy and later on I have hepatitis B, so how do I get hepatitis B? Okay, so let's take a look. Number one, saliva or fluids. This one, saliva, the fluids in our mouth. Okay, so if these fluids could get to another person, okay, probability he will acquire hepatitis B. Next, blood. Okay, how come it should use blood? Example, if I am a person, I need blood. Okay, and the blood that is given to me is contaminated. Meaning the person that gives me blood is having hepatitis B. So what will happen? Probability 100% I will also get hepatitis B. Okay? So that is how the transmission, or that is how you will get hepatitis B. So again, through saliva, this is the saliva, the water, the fluid in our mouth, and of course, the blood. Okay, so we should be very careful. Okay, so that is hepatitis B. Prevention. So teacher, how are we going to prevent of getting hepatitis B? We have what we call H, B, V, or hepatitis B vaccine. Okay, hepatitis B vaccine. Okay, this could be given to children or adults. Okay, this is a vaccine that could stop, or yeah, that could stop of having or acquiring hepatitis B. Okay, so vaccine. Next, we have tuberculosis, okay, or we simply call that one TB. Tuberculosis, TB. Okay. Now, if you are going to look at this picture, what happened here? The bacteria tries to invade our lungs. Okay, where can we find our lungs? We have here in our left and right. Okay, bacteria is trying to invade the lungs. So primary organ for tuberculosis, primary organ that is affected is our lungs. Okay, so what happened? What should we look for? Okay, so what happened to a person if he has having tuberculosis? Okay, now let's take a look. What do you think is this? That is what? Coughing. He always cough. Okay, that's what happened. And what do you think is this? Chest pain. Teacher, why there is chest pain? So, student, if you are always coughing, it could result to chest pain. Okay. Next, we have what happened here. Oh, we have before, then after. Before, after. So what happened? Weight loss. Okay. Even if you are going to eat a lot of food, consume a lot of nutrients, but the thing is, there are lots of bacteria in your lungs. So bacteria is also trying to eat your nutrients. So instead of you getting fat, you will become thin. Okay, why? Because the bacteria is what? Mainly attacking our body, right? So this is what happened. And of course, what do you think is this? Okay, you have fever. Okay, you have this one, you have fever. High body temperature. Okay, next. So what is this? Tiredness. Okay, very tired. Okay. She doesn't have enough energy. Okay. So how do we catch tuberculosis? How do we acquire? How do we get tuberculosis? Okay, number one, transmission from person to person through air. Okay, so if you are talking to a person who has having TB, okay, and you are talking to him or to her very close, every time the person that is having TB, every time he talks, every time he speaks, okay, bacteria will go out through the air. And because you are very close talking to that particular person, you might inhale the bacteria. Okay, so probability you will get also TB. Right? Because the bacteria can penetrate now into your lungs. Okay, so what else? Okay, droplets. Okay, so in this picture, okay, so sneezing or cough. Okay, the same. A person will cough and he or she is not covering the mouth while coughing. He just cough without cover. All right. So again, through air, okay, it will penetrate into your body. Okay. How to prevent from tuberculosis? So how are you going to stop tuberculosis? Number one, take children to get vaccine or BCG vaccine. Okay, this is BCG vaccine. BCG meaning Bacillus calmette-guerin. Okay, BCG, Bacillus calmette-guerin. Okay, this BCG is the name of the scientist who discovered this vaccine or who made this vaccine named Calmette and Guerin. Alright? So this is how are you going to stop tuberculosis? Getting vaccine. Okay, this could be in the form of injectable. It will be injected. Okay, who will receive this one? Who will receive BCG? Okay, infant or baby or even children, adults. Okay, so they can have this vaccine so that it will protect our body. All right. Next, we have regular checkup and have lungs x-ray. So this is an example of lungs x-ray. So meaning to say, we need to visit to the hospital regularly. Okay? So have our lungs checked by the doctors. Okay? Next, we have avoid close contact with patients or with people that has TB. So we don't need to talk to them in a very close distance. So we should be far from them, okay, to avoid getting the bacteria. Okay, so no close contact. Okay, so this one, there should be a distance. Okay. Stay in ventilated areas. So what I'm trying to say is, say ventilated is there will be a space that the air could what? Pass through in and out. Okay? Because if we are going to stay in a close, poor ventilation with a patient or with a person that is having TB, okay, so probability you will get also what? The same disease, which is tuberculosis. Okay, so these are the things that we need to do to prevent having this TB or tuberculosis. Okay, so student, in my next video, we are going to discuss AIDS, malaria, and dengue fever, as well as cancer. Okay, so that's all for today. See you again on my next video. Thank you.